What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here, talking a little Cardinals baseball. Are you excited about the Billy Joel and Sting concert for this year? Are you pumped? Yes. No, we're not really going to talk about that. That was the news yesterday. Some people are going crazy. Hey, you can't have a concert when you're trying to sign players. Hey, it's just a concert, folks. It's just a concert. And you know what? I'll probably go. I saw Billy Joel at Busch Stadium several years ago, and it was awesome. I'm not a huge Sting guy, but I would go to that show for sure. Anyway, I want to talk about Dylan Cease because there was some chatter also last night with Ken Rosenthal reporting that the Cardinals could still possibly be interested. So look, man, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me for talking about Dylan Cease. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but it's interesting to talk about for a couple different reasons. And this is the time of year where not a lot is going on. Everybody's waiting on all these other pitchers, Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, and all that. So you got a guy like Cease who's in the trade market clearly. By the way, before I get to Cease also, I just saw Michael Brantley has retired according to John Paul Morosi. Michael Brantley, very good player. One of those guys always linked to the Cardinals. Would he come to the Cardinals? Would the Cardinals sign him? I feel like for about 8 years, it was always, will Michael Brantley come to the Cardinals? Well, he never did. Heck of a career. And now he's retiring. But back to Dylan Cease. So here's the actual report. I did write it down. I made a couple notes here. So from Ken Rosenthal in The Athletic. So he said, Ken Rosenthal, who's one of the best in the business, let's be real. I'm a big fan of Ken Rosenthal. Very, very great reporter. Always been very good to me. Just seen him over the years and interviewing him here and there. So he says the Yankees and the Orioles have, quote, sincere interest. I think this is pretty funny because that basically means who are the teams that are actually really interested? Probably the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles. That's sincere interest. So also in the article it says the Dodgers, the Cardinals, and the Red Sox possibly still in the mix because of basically previously reported interest. So there's the kicker right there. Are the Cardinals actually still interested? Was this a month or so ago? Was this before you signed Gray and Lynn and Kyle Gibson? We know the Cardinals were reportedly interested in Tyler Glasnow. Tyler Glasnow said that on Foul Territory, the show with AJ Pierzynski. So are the Cardinals really actually sincerely interested in Dylan Cease right now? Look, I'm sure they're kicking the tires on him. Are they actually going to make that deal? I'd say hell no. I think it's like I said with Yamamoto. What is it, a 1% chance? It's a 1% chance. It's something like that. Dylan Cease has 2 years of control left. So here's another interesting part, though. I want to just reiterate for the 87th time. I do not think the Cardinals are going to trade for Dylan Cease this winter. I also don't know, is he going to get moved? Because if you're the White Sox, don't you have almost as much trade value for Dylan Cease at the deadline as you do right now? Because he has 2 years of control. So a team will still get him for 2 playoff runs if they trade for him at the deadline. And also, he's coming off not a great year. I think another thing that's interesting to talk about with Dylan Cease, and maybe I talk about FIP too much, but look, he had the fantastic year 2 seasons ago. From an ERA standpoint, that year, his ERA was 2.20. All right, that was 2022. Even that year, though, his FIP was 3.1. So his FIP, his fielding independent pitching, was almost a full run higher than his ERA for that year. Now, he was great, again, in 2022. And I do like FIP, so if you guys don't like it, I'm sorry. I do cite it a lot. I think it's interesting, though, because his career ERA is 3.83, and his career FIP is 3.86. So that makes you think that this guy is actually more of a 3.8, whatever it is, type pitcher. Maybe he gets better. He just turned 28 years old. So I do think something interesting to discuss with Dylan Cease is I think sometimes we look at the baseball card stats, and I'm guilty of that as well. But if you're thinking Dylan Cease, 2.20 ERA 2 years ago, you're getting an absolute stud number 1 ace. Is he really good? Yes. Would I want him on the Cardinals? Absolutely. Would I probably slot him right up there before Sonny Gray, right after Sonny Gray, with Sonny Gray, whatever you want to do. I mean, he's a front end of the starting rotation pitcher. That's what he is. But I mean, is he more of a Jordan Montgomery? And there's nothing wrong with Jordan Montgomery. I just think sometimes, if you're talking about a guy with a 3.8 ERA, very solid, dependable pitcher in the big leagues, is that your front end number one playoff ace type guy? I don't know. For the Cardinals, dude, I would take him in a heartbeat. Again, I think sometimes that ERA from 2 years ago pops. Oh, we're getting a dude with a 2 ERA. Well, you're more so getting a guy who's around a 4. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But do you want to give up the farm for that guy if you have to give up 3 or 4 high-end prospects for Dylan Cease for 2 years? Do you do that? Now, if you're the Cardinals, if you make a deal for Dylan Cease, you're also going to sign him. So you're not giving up a ton for Dylan Cease unless you're going to sign that guy long-term. And look, he is the candidate, just turned 28 years old. So with 2 years of control, let's say he gets traded to a team, they give him a nice extension, and all of a sudden, I mean, do you get a 6-7 year deal? But if you're him also, would you want to sign an extension? Unless you get a major extension. Think about it like this. If you're Dylan Cease, you're 2 years away from free agency, and you're going to hit free agency essentially at the age of 30. Why would you sign an extension? When you see Aaron Nola getting 7 years and 172, so he's getting paid till he's like 37 years old, I think you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery probably get deals where they're paid till about they're 37 years old. So if I'm Dylan Cease, I wouldn't sign an extension unless you pay me till I'm 37 years old. So to me, that's a 9-year deal. Let's be real. That's a 9-year deal. He just turned 28. He has 2 years of control left. If I'm him, I want a deal in the range of years of Aaron Nola. That means pay me till I'm 37 years old. Give me like a 9-year deal. And is that crazy to think of when Yamamoto's getting, 12 years and all that? It's not. So back to the Cardinals, though. We'll finish up with this. I do think, look, it makes sense for the Cardinals to be interested in Dylan Cease. What if he's not moved? What if he's not moved this winter? And what if he does play and pitch for the White Sox for the first 4 months or so? The Cardinals at the deadline, is that the time to get back in if Dylan Cease is still with the White Sox? You still get 2 playoff runs for Dylan Cease if that's the case. And also you can see what you have if you're the Cardinals, because let's be real, I think most people think that they are going to have some injury issues when your entire starting rotation is eligible for AARP, and they all go for the Denny's early bird special for dinner at 4:30. Obviously kidding here, but Sonny Gray, 34? You have Kyle Gibson and Lance Lynn, 35 years old, whatever they are. So you have a very old pitching staff for the St. Louis Cardinals. All right, I think that's about it. Short video. I told you guys I was going to be doing more on-camera stuff here. Dylan Cease. I think it's a pipe dream, but it's okay to talk about it. Don't be mad at me for talking about it. Don't be mad at me for putting Dylan Cease in the thumbnail. I said it's a 1% chance of happening. Could it happen at the deadline? We shall see. The Yankees and the Orioles, according to Ken Rosenthal, have the sincere interest. So the Cardinals are just kind of there. Are you happy, though, that the Cardinals are there? They're just in the article. Is that enough for you guys? The Cardinals are just in the article. Maybe John Mozeliak is calling all these teams, on these pitchers so that Cardinals fans will be excited when they read the articles and they're mentioned with the Dodgers and the Red Sox, possibly still in the mix because of previously reported interest. But is it sincere interest like it is for the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles? Probably not. But again, it's fun to talk about, man. By the way, Harrison Bader, 1-year deal with the Mets. He's a New York guy. Got traded to the Yankees, likes New York. Center fielder for the Mets. What do you get, $10 million? Good for him. I still think he can be really, really good. Elite when he's healthy. Absolutely defensively elite with a lot of offensive upside. All right. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe, share the channel, share the video, share the show if you like this show. I said yesterday we got the Brendan Schaefer Cardinals podcast coming up starting next week. That'll be fun. We'll do a lot of stuff. We'll do as much as you guys want. If you guys watch the videos, we'll do a ton of stuff in 2024. I think that's it. Sting, Billy Joel, I will go. By the way, Billy Joel was awesome at this concert. Whenever that was, when was that? he was like, was that 5-7 years ago? I don't even remember. But he sat down and he goes, all right, I don't got any new stuff, same old shit. He's like, I'm going to yell out 2 different songs. Whichever one you cheer for the most, I'm going to play. It was really cool. I remember it was in the summer, so he had a fly swatter. There were flies around him. He's on the piano. He's wearing his suit. He's swatting flies. It was good stuff. So I will probably see that. Billy Joel's a freaking icon. He's also one of those dudes where it's like, you go to a Billy Joel concert and you know 20 songs. So how can you not enjoy Billy Joel? So there you go. Cardinals fans, be excited. You got Billy Joel and you got Sting. You're not going to get Dylan Cease, but I'm still going to talk about it for 10 or 11 minutes. Congratulations on Billy Joel and Sting, but not Dylan Cease, most likely because their interest is probably not really sincere. All right. Thanks, guys. Peace out. Have a great weekend. See ya.